Hello everyone and welcome to the Sochi 2014 Winter Paralympic Games. It is day 7 of competition here at the Rosa Khutor Alpine Centre, and it's the end of the Super Combined. The first leg held back on Tuesday with the slalom, and now it's the speed part of the Super Combined, the Super G. The 6 races being held visually impaired, standing and sitting in the women and men respectively. The categories are based on the athletes' functional abilities, and you will see athletes with different impairments competing against each other in the same category, and this is made possible by a results classification system based on a mathematical formula which was instigated by the athletes many years ago. And what it does, it gives each class within a category a factor which is applied to the individual's time to give them a level playing field. Now, the weather conditions, it's pretty much been snowing for the last 48 hours, but the cloud has lifted. I wouldn't say it is cleared, but the conditions, well, it'll be interesting to see how they are on the Super G track. The track being used similar to the one used on day 2 and 3 of competition. The same pattern of gates set for both the men and the women. The skiers go in reverse order of the times they finished in the slalom part of the Super Combined. So the fastest skier will go last, but it's worth pointing out just in the men's that we have a larger field, so we'll get to that in a minute. But in the visually impaired for the women's Super Combined, just the 3 skiers made it through to the second leg, and the quickest of those was Alexandra Frantseva of Russia in the B2 class. And well, the 3 of them just need to get down to win another medal. In the standing category, 8 of the 15 skiers made it through. Marie Bochet, who skied out of the individual slalom race, is the fastest after the slalom leg of the Super Combined. And in the sit ski, well, 5 of the 5 competitors made it through. Anna Schaffelhuber going for a 4th gold medal. We'll talk you through that a little later on. She was reinstated in the slalom the other day, so we'll explain that when we get there. But the women will get us underway. There is Jade Etherington and her guide Caroline Powell looking for a 4th medal in as many competitions. The guides wearing bright coloured tops so that the athletes can see them. And we're almost ready to go. The course profile, 1,800 meters in length, set by J.S. Labrie of Canada. And it starts just underneath the Russian trampoline, or part of the downhill course that's known as the Russian trampoline. They start at the top of Big Pan, a wide expanse, and so we'll take them across. Danielle Umstead of the United States will get the super giant slalom leg of the women's Super Combined underway. 3rd fastest after the slalom leg. She just needs to get to the bottom to assure herself of a Winter Paralympic medal here in Sochi. 3 classes in the visually impaired category, but just the one being used for these 3 athletes, the B2 class, for athletes that are unable to recognize the letter E from a distance of 4 meters. Now the letter E will be a capital E, 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, and the athletes unable to recognize that from 4 meters. Now let's have a look at this course. This is Big Pan, a meandering part of the track. And you can hear it's a lot icier than it has been on previous days, as Robert Umstead, Danielle Umstead's guide, takes it through the opening few turns, and we get our first time check, 1:43.97. Now Umstead setting up for the first key part of the course, which is over Bears Brow, coming here. And a flatter, straighter section of gates there than we saw on Super G Day. Now they tuck in on this relatively flat part before setting up for the second key part, the late jump. Now this has really sorted some of the athletes out in previous races. Very bumpy, very narrow, very quick. And Umstead 90.5 through the gun. And it is about 55, 56 miles an hour, if that's your unit of speed that you're more comfortable with. Now the final pitch off the lake jump inside of the finish. Again, a rather straighter pattern of gates, and Umstead finishes in a time of 2:41.96. And she leads the way. So she will get herself a medal. What colour will it be? Jade Etherington and Caroline Powell, the next to go at their advantage over Umstead. 6.68 seconds. Now we pick her up a little further down the course over Bears Brow. I can tell you that at the first time check, we haven't received the information through. 6.68 seconds in front. Now second time check coming here, 2:07. 11 seconds the right side of the clock, really going quickly. 95 and a bit kph, that's up near 60 miles an hour. So Etherington, can she put the pressure on Alexandra Frantseva of Russia, who will be the third and final skier in the visually impaired category to go? Now Powell, the guide, can be no more than one gate in front, so she leads by 13.71. 2 minutes 28.38 the time to beat for Frantseva, who had a 3-second advantage at the top. It's another medal, a fourth medal for Etherington in 4 events. So Alexandra Frantseva of Russia, 26 years of age. Her lead over Etherington at the top, 3.12. She has the full set of medals from these games. Third in downhill, second in Super G, and first in slalom. Etherington picked up silver, bronze and silver. And Frantseva staying in touch with her guide, Pavel Zabotin. The next time check coming up. Etherington was 105.3 in the Super G, 2:07.10, and well, she's lost half her advantage, has 1.62 to play with in the final throws of this Super G part of the Super Combined. Zabotin talking to Frantseva, 2:28.38, and Frantseva looks like she's going to be inside, but by how much? 0.63, it was very close. She needed all of the 3.12 seconds, and Russia have another goal. Frantseva has her second of the Alpine events. A third silver for Jade Etherington. So here are the final standings of the women's Super Combined. For the visually impaired, Alexandra Frantseva of Russia takes gold. Jade Etherington of Great Britain, the silver. Danielle Umstead of the United States of America, bronze. So now we wait for the standing category. 8 athletes in this category. Remnants of a lot of the snow that's fallen in the last 48 hours. Alexandra Franceva has an emotional hug with her coach. A second gold medal for her, a fourth medal of the Games in the Alpine skiing. Good to see the Paralympic mascot in the crowd. It's time for the women's super combined visually impaired results. Franceva, Etherington, Umstead. No medals for Gallagher, Lukasova or Perrin. Alison James of the United States waits to go.
Fashion model, and we really appreciate it. You put it on.
The women's super combined standing category second run. It's the speed event instead of the technical event because of the bad weather that was experienced in the middle of the week, and so the Super G leg is the second half. Let's have a look at the start list. The skiers going in reverse order of their slalom run, and Marie Bochet is the quickest with Andrea Rothfuss close behind. Can anyone get in front of Bochet? Erin Latimer of Canada will get this Super G leg of the super combined underway. Skiing in the LW682 class. There are actually 7 classes within this standing category, although only 3 classes are relevant in this second run of the super combined, because not all of the 15 athletes that started the competition in the slalom made it through. Now the course set by one of the Canadian coaches, Labrie, and Latimer gets to work on the big pan. This is the open section at the top of the piste. The course starting just below the Russian trampoline section of the downhill. And these technical turns set her up for the first jump, the Bear's Brow, which is coming here. A straight section into that blue gate. And then another flat technical section, or relatively flat technical section, before setting up for the lake jump. Tight on that blue gate to give her the angle on this red gate, and Latimer going well. What speed has she clocked through the gun? 108 kilometers an hour. So around 67 mph if that is your preferred unit of speed. And Latimer in the LW682 class, for skiers that have an impairment in one arm, or for skiers with combined arm-leg impairments, now comes into the finish straight over the lake jump, change of terrain. It's pretty bumpy down there, but Latimer stops the clock. 2:41.85 her combined time, and that is the time that now everyone will be shooting for. I think she enjoyed that. Now Petra Smazova, who picked up a bronze medal in the technical discipline. Well, it's supposed to be Alexandra Starker out of the gates next, but Starker a non-starter. So Smazova, who had an advantage of 5 and a bit seconds over Latimer, she's that extended to over 5.5, 5.63 now at the first intermediate. A bronze medalist in the GS from Vancouver, a bronze medalist from the slalom here in Sochi. Still has the giant slalom to come on the final day of competition, day 9. Now, where is she on the clock? Well, she's 4.42. She's a lot slower about 10k slower through the gun than Latimer before her. Smazova in the LW 682 class like Latimer. Now, how much of that 4.62 will she lose between intermediate 2 and the bottom? Latimer's time 2:41.85, and the answer is quite a bit, but she leads by 2.45. 2:39.4 now, the new time. Now, Alison Jones of the United States of America in the LW2 class for skiers that have a significant impairment in one leg. Some skiers, for example, have an impaired leg from birth, and you'll see them ski one ski only. Her advantage over Smazova at the top, well, was not a great deal. It was a 0.2 of a second, but Jones has extended that through the opening turns, over Bear's Brow, through the quickest part of the track, setting up now for the late jump. Already has a bronze medal from the downhill, so happy at the speed events is Alison Jones, who's 4th in the GS. Now 2:14.88, Smazova's time. Jones is inside, but how much? Oh, 6.67, 1:04 through the gun. Jones then to take the lead away with 4 still to ski. Over the final terrain change, Smazova in the finish has a time of 2:39.4. Jones is going to smash it. Oh, 9.9 seconds. A brilliant super giant slalom run from Alison Jones. 2:29.5 now, the new time to beat. Inga Medvedeva of Russia, 2 silver medals from these games in downhill and in slalom, was disqualified in the Super G on day 3 of competition. Now, can she make up for it? Can she get herself in amongst the potential medals with 3 still to ski? Her advantage over Jones at the top, not a lot. 0.49 of a second. So how is she skiing on these first turns? 2:08.21, Jones's second split time, and Medvedeva is outside by 0.59 of a second. So she's got a lot of work to do on this final pitch. There's plenty of space at the top of the provisional leaderboard. Can she worm her way in? Jones leads 2:29.5. Medvedeva, she's outside it. She goes second. 0.42 off the pace. She did find a bit of time, but not enough between intermediate 2 and the bottom of the piste. So Jones will finish no worse than 4th, but can she get onto the podium? Stephanie Jallen of the United States in the LW91 class. Skiers in this sport class have an impairment that affects arms and legs. Some skiers have coordination problems, and Jallen 3.72 up at the first intermediate. She was 3.37 up at the top, so she's found some time over Big Pan. Now down Bear's Brow. She chatted to herself all the way down the Super G leg when she came 3rd, and she's hanging on in there. It's really bumpy, really rutty, and the late jump here is the fastest and ruttiest of the lot of them. 2:08.21. Oh, she's flying. It's 101 kph, 62.7 miles per hour. Jallen chats to herself again down this final pitch. This to take the lead away from Jones. Skiing a very direct line. Can she make this blue gate? Jallen must take the lead. Oh, she does. 6.37 seconds It doesn't matter, she's gone down. She gets herself another medal at these Winter Paralympic Games, and she is delighted. Medvedeva bounced out of it. Now, Andrea Rothfuss, who picked up her first ever Winter Paralympic gold medal in the slalom. Marie Bochet skied out of the first leg of the slalom race, and Rothfuss took full advantage. Didn't finish the Super G on day 3. Ranked 4th in Super Combined in the World Cup this year. She gets to the bottom and almost guaranteed a medal because of her advantage. Well, she's 1.69 up on Jallen, and Rothfuss is going to have to ski as well because she was over 2 seconds up at the start. Bochet's lead over the rest of the field is enormous. It will take a monumental error from her to not pick up gold. Now Rothfuss, where's she going to finish up? She's leading by 0.39, 2 minutes 22.74. The time to beat. There's Stephanie Jallen enjoying another medal, and Rothfuss is pleased too. So that leaves just one at the top of the run, and it's Marie Bochet of France. Her advantage over Andrea Rothfuss of Germany, 2.38 seconds. Winner of the World Championship, Super Combined. She's waiting for the nod. So here she is, Marie Bochet of France. .53.48 in the opening run of the Super Combined. She already has double gold from the speed events. She's at home in the Super G. Can she bring it home? Can she bring home a 3rd gold medal out of 4 races here in Sochi? Good opening turns from Bochet. She's skiing in the LW682 class, the skiers that have an impairment in one arm. The 8th and final skier to tackle this Super G course in the standing category. 2.98 her advantage. She's added 0.6 of a second over the opening turns on Andrea Rothfuss. And Bochet looking very solid at the moment on the opening turn, setting up for the lake jump. We'll get the speed check. And Bochet stops the clock at 158.2, 112 through the gun. That is the fastest we've seen. That's near enough 70 miles an hour. Of course, a lot harder today. You can hear the ice. But Bochet skiing for a 3rd gold medal. 2:22.74 will be beaten, and beaten comfortably. Bochet makes it a hat-trick of gold medals, winning by 4.35 of a second, and she punches the air. The spare in the slalom when she skied out is now replaced by joy of another gold medal.
Thank you very much.
So Rothfuss and Jallen waits, but the 1-2-3 from the slalom leg finishes the 1-2-3 after the Super G leg. Marie Bochet of France takes gold, 2 minutes 18.39. Andrea Rothfuss of Germany 2nd. Stephanie Jallen of the United States is 3rd. And that leaves us now with just one more race, the women's super combined sitting category. 3 classes at work in the sitting category. But there are medalists from the standing category. Marie Bochet in the middle, Andrea Rothfuss just to her right, and Stephanie Jallen to her left. Confirmation then of the women's super combined standing race. Marie Bochet wins in a time of 2:18.39. Andrea Rothfuss of Germany is second. Stephanie Jallen of the United States of America is third. So spring trying to come through here, Rosa Khutor. Time now for the women's super combined sitting category, the second run of Super G after the first run of slalom was held on day 4 of competition. Here is the start list, just the 5 competitors in the Super G. Only 5 started, in fact, so all 5 making it through to the second run. And Anna Schaffelhuber of Germany has a lead of 0.31 of a second over her compatriot Anna-Lena Forster. Schaffelhuber going for a 4th gold medal of these games. If you joined us on Super G Day on day 3, we've seen some big crashes. I can tell you that all the athletes are okay. That's Stephanie Victor and Alana Nichols of the United States. Looks like there's a problem with the timing wands, which might just have to be replaced, and so Anna Turney will have to wait just a little bit longer.
Давай, давай, давай!
Anna Schaffelhuber
Info gleich für die Mädels, bitte.
to the top with Anna-Lena Forster. Port coming back up from the bottom. The crowd wait patiently. The wand is replaced at the top, and then we will get the sitting category underway. The Austrian coaches wait at the bottom for their athlete Claudia Loesch. Anna Turney of Great Britain gets the sit ski super combined super giant slalom leg underway. 5th after the first run. 19 seconds off the pace due to a big error in the slalom. So she'll climb back up the top. She'll climb back up the gate she missed, I should say. And made it in for the second run. Oh, she's gone down. Oh, almost gets high-sided. Now, is she okay? Yes, she is. And with a shock on the faces of those at the bottom. Let's have another look. Got bounced in the air there onto the tip of the ski, and very difficult to pull it back, and she was lucky seeing it flip back over onto her head there. And Turney is okay. It's a DNF, and she'll be back for the giant slalom. Disappointment for her supporters. The Great Britain fans have had a medal in the visually impaired category. So 4 skiers remain in the sitting category.
Spent 6 hours there yesterday. That's the first thing when I said I was going there.
Course set by Jean-Sébastien Labrie of Canada.
I heard it's sweet, but that was the start of his list.
You should have a wrestling match at the top of the Eiffel Tower like we did.
Schaffelhuber waits. Last to go. And we wait for the all clear to be given after Anna Turney goes down. I can tell you that Laurie Stevens is not going to start this race, so there's only 3 competitors left at the top of the hill. Claudia Loesch, Annalena Forster and Anna Schaffelhuber, so those 3 need to finish in order to pick up a medal. So, Claudia Loesch, world champion in this discipline, and next out of the start hut. A deficit over Schaffelhuber, 4.39 seconds. Silver medalist in the Super G. Second in Vancouver 4 years ago. How will Claudia Loesch go here? She hasn't been overly happy with the way she skied some of her races here in Sochi. Where she put together a run that she would be happy with and win a medal at the same time. She just has to finish to pick up a bronze. Can she put enough pressure on the 2 German athletes at the top of the field to get silver or gold? Very icy, bumpy track here. And 1:40.2 will be the time to beat at the first intermediate when Forster and Schaffelhuber get underway. Now over Bear's Brow onto this. Oh, running very late in the line, but there's enough space to get back for the blue gate. And not too much damage done. Now setting up for the lake jump. On that right edge. Now, oh, she's gone through it. And she's down, and she is out. Whoa, that's a big, big stack for Claudia Loesch. A little shake of the head from the Austrian coach. Now, what happened here? She got a bit close, didn't she? Oh well, she caught an edge and there was no way back for her there, and the A netting doing its job before she gets all the way through, and she's okay, she's moving, but they're going to have to pull her out of there, and that will be another pause in proceedings. Well, she's okay, so that's good. The yellow flag is out again. And now Turney will be very disappointed she didn't manage to finish.
It just fell off.
Sven?
Very difficult to ski anything but full tilt on the speed event. And men awaiting their turn.
Javi, solo la cámara.
¿Dónde?
Delante tuyo.
Ah, ¿y qué pasa España?
Jan Santacana Mastiguri there, just, standing with his guide. Jordan Luscombe, second after the slalom run of the Super, can buy himself a really good chance of a Winter Paralympic medal here. So everyone waits at the bottom. Claudia Loesch extracted from the nose. She's okay, that's the good news. There she is, back on her ski. About to be put back into a ski, and the course workers will get to work resetting that A netting. Time for a few snaps for our gate judge. Seen a lot of him over the speed events, putting out the yellow flag to bring a halt to proceedings while nets are replaced and skiers picked up. And Loesch okay to continue. The crowd will cheer her in when she gets to the bottom. The Austrian coaches at the bottom won't be getting another medal in this category today. The visually impaired athletes in the men's category just going through their final build-up before they're sent on their way. Japan will be hoping for more medals in the sitting category for men. And still waiting just for the netting to be replaced. And Claudia Loesch's fall. And as you can see, delay due to course maintenance. Also got to make sure that Loesch's fall didn't leave any big holes or ruts in the piste. And once that's all been sorted out, we'll get back underway. Annalena Forster of Germany in the start gate. The course maintenance has been finished, and Forster second after the slalom leg of the super combined. It's 0.31 slower than Anna Schaffelhuber, her teammate. Now, Forster, who thought she'd won gold in the slalom, later picked up the silver after Schaffelhuber was reinstated after appeal by Germany. Can she find the time required to depose Patrick from top spot? 1:38 the first time check. We don't have any finishes in this category yet. Over the deer jump, fourth in the downhill. She didn't finish the Super G on day 3 of competition. How will she fare in the Super Combined on day 7? Now, coming up to the late jump. This is the fastest and most treacherous part of the course. And Forster doing a good job through the speed gun, 98.7 kilometers per hour. 69 miles an hour or so. And over the final terrain change, over the gear jump, in sight of the finish. And Forster will stop the clock. 2:38.96. She has another medal. It's silver or gold, but what will it be? Good skiing from Forster. And she will wait now for her compatriot, Anna Schaffelhuber. Triple gold medalist from these games. Schaffelhuber looking to make it 4 from 4. Now 1:40.2 was the time, the first time check, and we don't see where she is on that, and it hasn't come up on my screen in the box either, so we'll have to wait and see. 2:15.16 will be the next check we get. Now, Schaffelhuber just above the lake jump. .98.7 for Forster. Well, Schaffelhuber not as quick, but she's been skiing a better line. And that means she only has to negotiate this final pitch to pick up that 4th gold medal. Over the deer jump, onto the finishing pitch, 3 from home. And it's another gold by 5.66 seconds for Anna Schaffelhuber. It's a Germany 1-2. Quickest in the first run, quickest in the second. Germany again dominate in the sitting category, picking up another medal. So here are the standings after the second run of the Super G. Anna Schaffelhuber takes the gold, 2 minutes 33.3. Annalena Forster the silver, 5.66 off the pace. And those are the only 2 of the 5 that were due to start who have finished. Claudia Loesch and Anna Turney DNF'd, and Laurie Stevens didn't start. So we have a slight pause in proceedings while we change over to the men. Again, 3 categories here: visually impaired, sitting, standing and sitting. Let's get the results then of that women's super combined sitting category. Schaffelhuber the winner, a 4th gold medal for her from the Sochi Winter Paralympics. Annalena Forster, her compatriot, picks up a second silver. So the fans sit and wait for the start of the men's. So here are the results from the women's super combined in the visually impaired category. Franceva of Russia takes gold, Etherington of Great Britain silver, Umstead of the United States the bronze. In the women's super combined standing category, Marie Bochet took the gold, Rothfuss took the silver, and Jallen took the bronze. That's the start list, but the bottom three finished in the same order. So Bochet taking the gold. Oh, there we go. The results from the standing category. Bochet taking the gold medal, a third gold of the Games for her. Andrea Rothfuss with the silver medal for Germany, and Stephanie Jallen of the United States the bronze. And finally, we'll look at the sitting category. Just the two finishers, Anna Schaffelhuber and Anna-Lena Forster of Germany. So Germany the 1-2. Claudia Loesch of Austria with a big fall, but she's okay. Anna Turney also coming to grief with okay, again, okay. So the men's super combined for the visually impaired category on day 7 of these Winter Paralympic Games in Sochi, about to get underway. Let's have a look at the 7 starters. The athletes going in the reverse order of their slalom finish. So Valerie Kuzubov, the quickest after the first leg, will go last. Final touches being made at the top of the mountain. That's your Krezel there of Poland. The men's super combined Super G for the visually impaired, about to get underway. Patrick Hetma of the Czech Republic will get us underway. Two classes being raced in this category, B2 and B3. All the athletes apart from Maciej Kresel of Poland are B2. Kresel racing in the B3 class. B2 is for athletes that are unable to recognise a capital E that is 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres from a distance of 4 metres, while athletes with a visual field of less than 10 degrees diameter are also eligible for this sport class. Now, Hetma, some 24 seconds off the pace of Red Kuzabov, in skiing in his first major competition. His guide is Miroslav Mikala, and 1:49.57 is the first time check. The race starting on Big Pan before it drops over Bear's Brow. And then this relatively flat section that links Bear's Brow and the lake jump. The lake jump, the fastest and trickiest part of this track. Here it comes now. Onto the right ski. Whoa. Just has to have a couple of corrections in the direction. 77 kilometers per hour. 48 mph if you deal in that unit of speed. The course has been set by Jean-Sébastien Labrie of Canada. And it's 1,800 metres in length. This is the final pitch over the sheer jump. 2 gates from home now. And Hetma will set a time of 2 minutes 51.3. He'll fall at the end, but he should be okay. Hetma leads the way. Michal Beledic of Slovakia with Filip Motika out of the start. He's never taken a medal at the Worlds or Paralympics. 4th in the Super Combined in the 2009 World Championships in Pyeongchang. And Beledic 1:49.57 at the first time split, which is exactly the same time as Hetma before him. I'm not sure what the clock is saying here. I'm glad this is time. Sorry, it's my computer screen in the commentary box. It's Beledic comfortably in front as he comes into the final pitch. And the time of 2:51.3, easily beaten. The new time is 2:32.2. Motika applauds the crowd. Slovakia have one more to come in Radomir Dudas. Well, they enjoyed that. And now we go back up to the top. Mark Batham of the United States and Cade Yamamoto. Batham picked up a silver in the Super G. Can you repeat that form here? B2 class again. His advantage over Beledic at the top is 2.76 seconds. 1:37.61 is comfortably surpassed by Batham at the first time check. I don't have the exact difference, but 1:37 coming over Bear's Brow puts him some way in front of Beledic, with Batham skiing well down here. 1:09 through the gun, 67 miles an hour, just makes it inside the blue gate. Yamamoto asking Botham to stay with him into the finishing pitch. Tucks for the line, and Botham must lead by 14.82 seconds, 2 minutes 17.38. Built steadily on his advantage all the way down. 12 at the top, 14.5 in the middle, 19 at the bottom. So then there were 4. And Dudas's advantage, Vladimir Dudas and Michael Servant, their advantage over Mark Botham at the top is 2.48 seconds. He's lost a lot of that advantage. Now Dudas, who was a medalist in the Salt Lake Games and the Turin Games, silver medalist in Super G in Turin. It's never raced Super combined at the Winter Paralympic Games. Now how's he going to fare at this second time split? I think he's going to be behind the time of Botham. 1:58.36 comes, goes, and he stops the clock at 2 minutes 0.85. Just under 100 Ks through the gun. Botham's time at 2:17.38 won't be beaten. Dudas goes second for the time being. It's fairly congested down in the winners' enclosure. Now there are 3 races left to come, and Dudas is currently second. Maciej Krezel of Poland next out of the start hut. The Super G on day 2 was the first speed event at the Paralympics. He'd raced, having skied the technical events in Vancouver. Well, he's more of a technical skier than he is a speed skier, and that reflected in his 3rd place finish in the slalom. Krezel's advantage over Botham is 3.5 seconds. Now, how's he faring here? Krezel's guy, Anna Orgazinska. But Krezel's struggling. He's 2.5 off the pace. Botham could be picking up another medal here. Krezel now over the late jump into the final pitch, the finishing straight. Orgazinska tucks, but her athlete some way behind. Now he picks her up, crosses the line, 2:22.58, 3rd for the time being. So Botham from Dudas and Krezel. 2 to come. 1. Gabriel Juan Gorce Ipes. He's never taken a medal at a World or Paralympic Games. This is surely his best chance. Well, he's still got the green light at the first interval time check, 1 3/4 seconds. Lots of chat between the two over the bear's brow. Onto that left ski to make the blue gate. The guide here, Josep Arnold Ferrer-Ventura in the B2 class. Gorce Ipes, his first ever major medal. 1:58.36 at the next time split, that of Mark Botham, and he is outside it by 0.97. The gap between Botham and Dudas is 6.45, so Gorce Ipes has plenty to play with, but he needs to nail these last few turns on this finishing pitch. 3 gates from home. Gorce Ipes in touching distance of a first major medal. 2:17.38 comes and goes, but the clock stops at 2:20.36, and he's in silver medal position with 1 to come. Gorce Ipes has his moment. And now Dudas has to leave. And Valery Kuzabov, winner of the slalom, the men's slalom on day 6 of competition, has a massive lead over the rest of the field. 5.6 seconds at the top. He's extended it to the first intermediate time check. Now 1:58.36, he should be inside this as he comes over the lake jump. Evgeny Geloev has a little check, here he comes now, he's lost some of the advantage but he's still got the green light. 3.86, he doesn't need to do anything silly here. So Kuzabov looking for a second gold medal of these Winter Paralympic Games. 3 gates from home, Red Kuzabov to beat 2:17.38. Geloev tucks for the line, Red Kuzabov is in by 1.5 seconds. A second gold of the Games for Valery Red Kuzabov. Brilliant skiing from the Russian, 6th in the Super G. It's a second gold and Vladimir Dudas is bumped off the podium. Another gold medal for Russia at these Winter Paralympic Games. It is frightening how well they are doing. So, the standings after the second run. Valery Kuzabov wins from Mark Batham and Gabriel Juan Gote Ipes, all 7 that started the second run, the Super G run, get to the bottom. But Kuzabov taking his first Super Combined title. A second place finishing team back in January. But this will surpass all that. Here are the final results then in the men's Super Combined for the visually impaired. It's Valery Kuzabov of Russia who takes the gold. Mark Batham gets a silver medal for the United States of America. And Gabriel Juan Gote Ipes of Spain takes the bronze.
Всем большое спасибо за все дни поддержки, очень сильно и приятно было все слышать.
The men's Super Combined standing category second run is Super Giant Slalom. The weather has played chaos with the original plan on day 4 of competition. The fastest 15 in reverse order, so Alexei Bugayev at number 15 is the quickest after the slalom run. And then we have another 3, Michael Buger, Kirk Schornstein and Hans-Jörg Lachner of Italy will round it off. They were 16th, 17th and 18th quickest after the slalom run on day 4 of competition. Familiar blue helmet with the Austrian team. James Stanton of the United States then will get this men's Super Combined standing category race underway. The second run, Super Combined. The time will be added to that from the slalom on day 4 of competition at these Winter Paralympic Games to decide who takes home the gold medal. The course set by Jean-Sébastien Lebris of Canada, starting just below the Russian trampoline and an area of the piece called Big Pan, which is a wide open field with sweeping Super G turns. Before we get to the more technical, difficult section of the track, which is coming up now. The first is that off the Bear's Brow. Oh, just gets pitched out of. Whoa, just makes the red gate. That's Bear's Brow for you. Stanton skiing in the LW4 class. 7 classes in the standing category. LW4 with the skiers will have an impairment in one leg only, but with less activity limitations to those in LW2. Now, this is the second part, the second tricky part of the course. Over the lake jump, through the speed gun, the second time check, 105.7 Ks on the gun, 65 miles per hour. Over the deer jump, onto the final pitch, and again just gets his body out of balance. But Stanton will post a time, and that time is 2:22.65. The American support team enjoying themselves. James Stanton has done a good job. The youngster in the United States now, Martin France of Slovakia. The next on course. His advantage over Stanton, 0.35 at the top of the hill. Now over Bear's Brow. France skiing in the LW9-1 class. The skiers that have impairment affects arms and legs. Some skiers have coordination problems such as spasticity, or some have loss of control over one side of their body. And France goes inside comfortably at the first time check by 2.72 seconds, 105 through the gun. Into this finishing pitch, 2:22.65 should be beaten. France taking a very straight line. Look at that, absolutely flying down the final pitch, and he's in by over 4 seconds. Good skiing from Martin France. Good work from the Slovakian skier. Now, next out the start hut should have been Thomas Phil of Switzerland. He's a non-starter, so this is Gakuta Koike of Japan. 31 years of age. Third Winter Paralympic Games, no medals yet. Also competes in paracycling. His ambition is to win medals at both Winter and Summer Paralympic Games. He's going to start training seriously for Tokyo 2020 when these games have finished now. His advantage over France has come and gone. 1.36 off the pace. And Koike, who had a fall in the Super G on day 2 of competition of the Alpine races, picks up some time but not enough, goes second for the time being. So the Japanese flags will continue to wave because the next out of the start hut is Hiraku Misawa in the LW2 class. The skiers that have a significant impairment in one leg. They ski with the one ski and the outriggers. 128.3, 0.23 inside the pace. His advantage over France at the top was over a second. It was 1.06, so lost quite a considerable amount of that advantage. And he's going to have to ski quickly through this flat technical section that links Bears Brow to the lake jump. Now plummets down towards the lake through the speed gun, 101 clicks, not the quickest we've seen, and he's lost time, 0.2 now behind Martin France of Slovakia to 18.64, the time of our leader at the moment. And Nasawa looking to get inside it. It's going to be close, but will it be good enough? No, by 2/100ths of a second he goes second. Kurokano, his teammate, looks on and cheers, and Martin France sees off another one, much to his delight. Now, Thomas Golkar of Austria, the next to leave the start hut. Golkar's advantage 1.63 over Martin France of Slovakia. 15th in the Super Combined, Lamelin at the World Championships. Golkar over Bears Brow. Setting up now for the lake jump. France's second interval time check, 1:59.09. And Golkar is almost 2 seconds outside of France's second interval split time, and the Slovakian skier could see off another one. France was 8th in the Super G. Golkar didn't finish. He's finished here though, but he's 4th, 2.74 off the pace of Martin France. Austria still have Matthias Lanzinger to come. And Martin Wirtz. Thomas Gauchard is out of the medal positions. Cedric Amerfoy-Boissat of France, the next skier out of the hut. His advantage over Martin France, 2.45. Well, he's lost a lot of it. It's just 0.82 up at the first interval split, so Amerfoy-Boissat needs to get a shift on here. Needs to let the skis run, needs to find the most direct line. Now, 1:59.09, is he inside France at the next? Well, he's found a lot of time. Found an awful lot of time in between 1 and 2, so some good skiing from Amerfoy-Boissat. And 2:18.64 will be beaten, and he's in by 2.4 seconds. We have a new leader, and he comes from France and goes by the name of Cedric Amerfoy-Boissat. France now in second position, and Sauer in third. Here is Martin Wirtz, 8th after the slalom run of the Super Combined. His advantage over Amerfoy-Boissat, very, very slight, 0.11 of a second. A little pause in proceedings. Richard Gourlay just warming up. Wirtz can get his challenge underway. He can go any time from 5, which is now, until 5 seconds after 0. That 10-second window. And Wirtz, his first Winter Paralympic Games, is Alpine Skiing. More of a technical skier than a speed skier. Let's see how he settles in to the Super G part of this super combined race. Now 1:25.77. Well, he's lost nearly 3/4 of a second on Boissat, and just getting bumped out of the ideal racing line here is Wirtz over Bear's Brow, gets into the aerodynamic tuck position. Now this technical 3 or 4 gates before the setup for the late jump. He falls down, has to get on that right ski. 1:56.92 come and gone, 1.22 off the pace, but he's quick. Almost 1:16 through the gun. 72 miles an hour. (2:16.24) won't be beaten. Wirtz goes second, 1.7 off the pace. And Misawa is bumped off the podium. There he goes. Martin France still there. Next to challenge, Romain Ribou of France. His advantage over his teammates. Cedric Boissat at the top of the hill is a 1/4 of a second, 0.26. Well, he's built on it by 6/100ths of a second, the first intermediate. And good skiing from Ribou in the LW92 class. Here comes the late jump. Oh no! Loses contact with the snow. And Ribou is down. Unfortunately, he avoided the netting because that can make life sometimes worse, and disappointment for the supporters of Ribou, but he's okay. Where is he? Just catching his breath. But friends and family. He was wide here. He was off the ideal racing line, and as he comes across on this right ski, just gets bumped out of it. Just a bump off the racing line, and nothing he could do about that. It was the earlier error that took him wide that cost him. Another pause in proceedings for Mitchell Gourlay. Leaves the gate. His advantage over Boissat.
So if you do a good job on 2 single before the left footer and Bear's
He's a second.
you can bring your turn pretty deep into the red one, and it jumps really easy. Okay, so once you land.
There you go, the two-way radio, giving instructions to the skiers still to come. Now Gourlay's advantage 1 second and 1/100th. And the Australian fans get ready to cheer. 7th in the downhill. He didn't finish the Super G. And Ribou smiling as he makes his way down, which is good to see. And that cloud threatening. It's getting ever lower. And We still have 9 skiers in the standing category and 10 in the sitting to come. Turn for the Australians to cheer. Mitchell Goulet is in the start hut. Skiing in class 682 for skiers that have an impairment in one arm. It's starting to snow again. You can see the moisture in the air. The light is getting flat. And once again, the later starters getting the worst of the conditions. 6th after the first run. Has a second in hand. Over our leader, Andrea Rothfuss of France. The problems that the course workers have faced in past days of competition, the soft snow is gone, it's dropped in temperature and the piste has firmed up. Now 1:25.77, where he's lost just 2 100ths of his advantage in the opening turns across Big Pan. Just loses the right ski away and has to set himself up for the Bear's Brow, but he's got it back together. How much has that cost him? Setting himself up for the late jump here. Goulet hasn't had the best of Winter Paralympic Games, stays inside the racing line. 1:56.92. Oh, he's added to it. 1:16 through the gun. That's the quickest we've seen. That's 72 miles an hour. And Goulet skiing brilliantly well. For the line, for the lead. 2:16.24 is beaten by 1.86 seconds. And Australia and Mitchell Goulet lead the way. Martin France, who was a long time in the winners area, finally has to make way. And Goulet leads the way. Come on, Toby, are the cries from the stand for this man, Toby Kane, another Australian in the start hut. Skiing in LW2 class. Skiers that have a significant impairment in one leg, and his advantage over Mitchell Goulet, his teammate, just 11 hundredths of a second. Kane, who was 3rd in the Super G in Turin, 3rd in the World Championships of Slalom in 2011, and 4th in the Super Combined in Sestriere, the World Championships 3 years ago. Now 1:55.5 at the next split time. Kane stops the clock at 1:55.17. He's 10k slower through the gun, so he needs to be clean on these bottom turns. He's skiing in a different class though to Goulet. And comes to the finish, 2:14.38. Kane leads the way by just under a quarter of a second, 2:14.38. Australia 1 and 2. With 4 to come. There's another shuffle round in the winners' enclosure. Now, Adam Hall of New Zealand, the next to go. His advantage over Toby Kane of Australia, our current leader, 0.52 of a second. 4th at the Super Combined, or in the Super Combined at the World Championships in 2011. He has won a Super Combined this season on the World Cup. That was in Tarvisio, in Italy, just before these games. Has medals from Winter Paralympics gone past, but he wants one from Sochi. Always makes noises on the way down as he negotiates these turns, tries to get one of the riggers into an aerodynamic position now. 1:55.17 through the fastest part of the course. Hall leads by just under a quarter of a second, 1:04 through the gun. Hall skiing in the LW1 class. Athletes with an impairment that strongly affects both legs, for an example, above the knee amputation of both legs or significant muscle weakness in both legs. Skiing for the lead, a little wobble inside of the finish, but Hall is second. He's lost time down the bottom. Kane leads the way still. So 2:14.36, just under a quarter of a second off the pace. Now, Matthias Lanzinger, the reigning Para-World Champion in Super Combined, his advantage over our leader Toby Kane is over a second. Second and 900ths, and Kane's time of 1:55.17 at the first time. Oh, he's really skiing well here, Lanzinger. Lanzinger's got the bit between his teeth in the LW4 class. The skiers with impairment in one leg, but less activity limitation than those in LW2. And Kane's lead, I think, will disappear. 2:14.14. Oh, he's in by 3.32 seconds. Matthias Lanzinger, the Para-World Champion in Super Combined, leads the way. 2:10.82 now, the time to beat. And there are two to come. Can Kane force his way onto the podium? He's got two more to see off. Braden Luscombe and Alexei Bugayev. Braden Luscombe, who has not had a good time of it in the speed events here in Sochi. Didn't finish the two training runs for the downhill, didn't finish the downhill itself or the Super Combined. Came up with a brilliant run in the first part of the Super Combined, which was the slalom run. Oh no, 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 and Luscombe has gone down. Luscombe's disappointment is Toby Kane's joy, because he gets a medal. Disappointment for Canada. Kane gets the congratulations from Mitchell Gourlay, and Braden Luscombe knew he was in with a chance of a medal. Let's have another look. Oh, there was a really nasty bobble on the ski, which you can probably rescue if you've got two skis, but near enough impossible with just one. And there is Bears Brow, and Braden Luscombe just sits and watch now. Lanzinger leads from Kane. Hall of New Zealand is in third. The emotion clear to see on the faces of the Canadian supporters. Can the Antipodean pair come away with medals? They've got the Russian wonder kid to see off though, Alexei Bugayev, who has 4 medals from 4 races here in Sochi. A silver in the downhill, a bronze in the Super G, and a gold, excuse me, in the slalom. Bugayev, his lead over Lanzinger at the top of the run. 2.13 seconds, and conditions getting worse all the time for the 16-year-old. Now Bugayev skis without fear, but in horrible, horrible conditions. What can he do? And we'll get to see the full run of Alexei Bugayev. 1:22.18 is the first time split. The red line across the snow, there is it, and 8/10, just a little bit more the right side of the clock. So he's lost some of the advantage that he had at the top. That's not really a surprise considering how miserable conditions are. Slightly wrong in the line off Bears Brow, but corrects it on landing. into the tuck position. The crowd in the finish area start to ramp up the noise over the lake jump. 1:52.25, the next time split, and Bugayev is back up to 1.1 seconds inside. 1:20 through the gun. 74.5 miles an hour for Alexei Bugayev. In deteriorating light, Bugayev skis for a second gold medal, a fourth medal of the games. 2:10.82. It's 1.1 at the bottom. It's another medal for Alexei Bugayev. They cannot believe it in the stands. A brilliant run. Adam Hall is bumped off of the podium, but Australia get a medal with a bronze for Toby Kane. Matthias Lanzinger, the Para World Champion, is the silver medalist, but the 16-year-old Russian, Alexei Bugayev, picks up his second gold medal of these games to go with that from the slalom. So now we have the three remaining athletes in this category. Kurt Schornstein, well, two, because Michael Brugger of Switzerland is a non-starter. And so Schornstein, who saw his teammate Braden Luscombe ski out just before the time split. Now, what can he do here through the gun? He's not going to be upsetting the medals. He's 10 seconds, 11 seconds off, but 111 through the gun. And 11 seconds off the pace. Well, he might be able to squeeze into 11th position. His time, Thomas Volkov, Austria, 2:21.38. He's outside that, and he goes 12th. Schornstein takes the applause of the Canadian supporters in the crowd. I think he enjoyed that. Plenty of smiles. Look at the visibility on the top of the piste. Very, very difficult. And the lens there, I'm sure, not helping him. It's going to be some quick lens changes, I'm sure, at the bottom. There are our medalists. And here is the final racer in the standing category, Hans-Jörg Lanchner of Italy. Visibility still just about okay. Lanchner skiing in the LW92 class. This class includes skiers that have some coordination problems such as spasticity. And Lanchner leaves a fair distance off the pace from the slalom run. He had an error which he corrected, hence the big time gap. So looking just to bring it home safely. 109 through the gun for Lanchner. So Schornstein's time 2:22.07. Lanchner will be 13th. And he finishes the line. In 14th position. Excuse me, apologies. The result system in the commentary box has got some gremlins in, but Lanchner 2:30.66 rounds off the standing category, and he enjoyed himself up there, didn't he? Just slots in behind James Stanton. But here are the standings after the second run of the Super G. Alexei Bugayev of Russia, the fastest, 2:09.72. Matthias Lanzinger, 1.1 off the pace. Toby Kane of Australia picks up a bronze medal. Adam Hall is just misses out, finishing in 4th. Mitch Gourlay in 5th. Braden Luscombe, who was second after the first run, is a non-finisher in the second. So the final results then sees Alexei Bugayev take the gold medal, with Matthias Lanzinger of Austria in silver, and Toby Kane of Australia picks up the bronze medal. So now just the one category remains, the sitting skiers. And that's that is the Norwegian skier Thomas Jakobsen, who will get us underway. Good luck. With a beautiful photograph for Josh Duke, and he'll be on his way shortly. Day 7 of competition at the Rosa Khutor Alpine Centre. It's men's super combined day, and the second run in the sitting category coming up very shortly. It's Super G. The second run, the super combined, turned on its head because of bad weather on day 4. So we have the slalom on day 4, and we have the Super G on day 7. Roman Rabel of Austria, the quickest after the slalom run. Just 10 athletes of the 26 in this second run. Thomas Jakobsen of Norway gets us underway. Opened with a time of 1:17.16 in the slalom part of this race. Didn't finish the Super G on day 2 of competition. Competing in everything but the downhill race, Jakobsen, who has a Winter Paralympic medal to his name, a bronze from, whoa, there's a big bounce there. A bronze from the ice sledge hockey. And Jakobsen's first stick time 1:52.75. Jakobsen doing a good job in these very difficult icy turns, setting up now for the lake jump, which is the fastest and hardest part of the track. .106 through the gun. He's absolutely motoring down this part of the piste. Now over the deer jump. Hasn't skied this part of the run before. He came to grief just after the lake jump in the, whoa, in the Super G, but Jakobsen gets to the bottom this time round in the super combined, stops the clock 2:48.09. And the Norwegian supporters delighted he's down in one piece. Well, he's lost the ski in the finish area, but he's okay. Next to go, Mick Brennan of Great Britain in his first Winter Paralympic Games. Probably the best conditions he's skied in at these games. And he just takes off a whole load of pace. Oh no, he's been sent at the wrong time. Yellow flag across the piece, and that's not going to improve his mood. Well, Brennan stopped in full flow. I thought he was putting in a speed check, but I'm not quite sure what happened there. Obviously, with Jakobsen falling in the finish area, they wanted to get him out before Brennan got down. So Heath Calhoun of the United States is ready for the second part of the Super Combined. And, he's got to put the tip in first. That's how he came to grief. It's not in the back at all, is it? I think it would be quicker if they just moved him out of the finish area rather than trying to stick the ski back on. The Norwegian fans having a great time in the stand. And the British fans, well, they'll have to wait for Mick Brennan. Now, I'm not sure where he's going to slide into the start order. As Jakobsen is pushed from the finish area. And then we can restart the race.
Do it. Don't stay there. Make sure you.
So, it should be good for an all clear shortly.
I know Kevin's here and he wants to be clear right out of the start.
Kenji Natsume of Japan, I'm guessing, will be the next to go. Mick Brennan, I think, will take a bit of time to get back up to the top. The Super G course set by Jean-Sébastien Lebris of Canada. Jakobsen gets to the finish. Right, Kenji Natsume is in the start hut, visualising.
They're talking about going one at a time because they're going to wait for a rerun anyway. Slowing down the intervals.
Now, the reason Mick Brennan was let out the start hut is that they don't wait until one skier is finished. The run takes, what, 90 seconds? So they probably go at 75-second intervals. So he was 15 seconds into his run when Jakobsen went down, hence why the yellow flag came out. It's not a case of them letting Brennan out of the start hut and then deciding that not a good idea. Let him continue.
Yes, please.
So we wait. And all the while, the cloud is getting a little lower.
カムサムに、あ、違う。どうも、こんにちは。
Come on, dance, everybody, dance. This is the best DJ year of all the Paralympic history, Mr. Ilya from Moscow. Check the platinum every day. visitors.
Я еще раз поздравляю всех российских болельщиков. Возможно, сегодня российская команда прекрасно.
You can see Vladimir is dancing in the costume. Okay, 1 minute and 1 minute before the next start. We have the lesson from Japan after I'll tell you all the information about the rerun for Mick Brennan. Great Britain. Hi, Japanese guy. Hi, how are you? Remember, gamba, gamba, gamba. Yes.
So Kenji Natsume of Japan will get this men's super combined Super G run back underway after Mick Brennan was sent from the start hard and Thomas Jakobsen fell in the finish area. Brennan gets a rerun, but Natsume will go before his second Winter Paralympic Games. Only raced Super G in Vancouver where he was 21st, 10th in this discipline at the World Championships in Lamborghini. It's going to finish higher here because there are only 10 athletes in the second run, and he was the 7th quickest after run 1, but he doesn't mind his speed events. Whoa, that's a big jump. What control from Kenji Natsume. 1:39.83, nearly 13 seconds inside the time set by our current leader Thomas Jakobsen of Norway. Over the bear's brow, gets some big distance on the jump. These top 6 skiers in the speed events really throw caution to the wind. Now coming down the late jump, he's going to get some serious speed. It's icy, it's rutty, it's bumpy. And through the gun, Natsume stops it at 1:07. He's 17.79 seconds inside the time of Jakobsen. He will lead unless something happens on the final pitch. Kenji Natsume then to take the lead away from Jakobsen. A big bump on the ski, but he's there, he's in, and he leads by 20 seconds. 2:28.04 now, the new time. Good run from Kenji Natsume. Massive air off the bear's brow. We've gone near 10 meters or so. Akira Taniguchi now, Japan. More of a technical skier than a speed skier, but his best super combined result in a major was 11th at Pyeongchang in the Para World Championships in 2009. His advantage over his teammate Natsume, just a 1600ths of a second, so very tight between the two Japan skiers. 1:39.83 the time of Natsume at the first interval. And Taniguchi has lost an awful lot of time in the opening turns. Now setting himself up for Bears Brow. Hasn't quite got the direction right, but it's not a flat takeoff, so opting to take the flattest route for takeoff and then correct the direction on landing. 2:09.75 from Natsume will stand the test of Taniguchi's run to 15.4. He's at 5.65 off the pace, runs a little wide but gets back inside the blue gate. Now over the deer jump onto the final pitch. 2:28.04 the time of Natsume. Taniguchi's well outside of that, but goes into second, 6.67 off the pace. Kano there, double gold medalist from these games. He's watching on. And Taniguchi needs some help from the bottom. Now, Corey Peters of New Zealand will be next out the start, then Mick Brennan, according to the computer here in the start hut. Corey Peters 6th after the first run. His first Winter Paralympic Games, and he is 5.89 up at the first split time. So good skiing from Peters, who led by over 5 seconds from Natsume at the top. He's maintained that advantage over the opening turns over Big Pan. Now sets up for the late jump. Peters takes a very direct route, 109.4 on the gun, 5.54 inside the time of our leader Natsume. 109 equates to around 67, 68 miles per hour. And Peters will lead by 6.13 seconds, a good bottom part of the run for Corey Peters. And New Zealand lead from Japan. $2:21.91. Some good super slow-mos. Corey Peters as he negotiates the top turns. So, Canadian flags flying. Josh Duke in the start hut. So, Josh Duke, he was second in the downhill on day one of competition in the Alpine, day one of competition at Sochi. His advantage over Corey Peters at the start, just over 3 and a bit seconds. So he's added to that on the opening turns on Big Pan. Over Bears Brow, gets some air. Now trying to set it up on this technical section between the two jumps. Over the late jump, here he goes. Now, coming up to the speed gun, 2:04.21, 4.22, 1:09 through the gun. It's all looking okay for Josh Duke right now, but he needs to negotiate these final few turns. Duke, the 5th of the 10 athletes to tackle this second run. of the Super Combined, leads in a new time of 2:18.2, 3.71 quicker than Corey Peters, who now drops into second. Good skiing from Josh Duke. Disappointed not to finish the Super G and the slalom. Heath Calhoun now of the United States, off and skiing. Fourth in the Super G. What can he do in this Super G with the Super Combined? His advantage over Duke, just 0.3 of a second, 0.27 in fact of a second. Gets a little aerial coming into that red gate and then skids that turn. And he's lost his advantage, he's 900ths off the pace of Duke. Now he needs some clean, fast skiing in this middle section. Shaping up for the Bears Brow. Nice and straight off there for Calhoun. Neat through the flatter section between the two jumps. Off the late jump, 1:59.99 the time of Duke, and just slipping away from Calhoun, although he does have the best speed through the gun. Calhoun skiing the LW12-2 class for athletes that have only normal or only slightly decreased trunk function. 2:18.20. Duke's time has not been beaten. Calhoun goes second with 4 to come. Good skiing from Heath Calhoun. Now Taiki Mori of Japan, third quickest after the slalom run. Fourth in the Super Combined in the Para World Championships in 09. His advantage over our leader Duke at the top is 0.41 of a second. So, Taiki Mori, silver medalist in the Super G. Can he get something similar to that? Oh no, he's down! Mori is down and out of the Super Combined. That was the chance for Japan to take another medal, but it's not going to be. Just as he comes in here, no problems with that. Just gets bounced out, and that is what makes him lose the edge. And then he is popped out of the binding, and that is that. I think the coursework is going to need a bit of help getting Mori back into the binding. DNF the downhill, DNF the Super Combined. So, second and first fastest still to come. So Duke has himself another medal. That is Roman Rabel. Heath Calhoun, well, he has to wait and see if he is going to pick up a Winter Paralympic medal at the second time of asking. Rabel. So, confident enough. Taiki Mori makes his way to the bottom. Corey Peters in bronze at the moment. Will he hold on? You would think that if Nolte or Rabel just finished, then that will be enough for them to secure a medal and knock Marie Peters off the provisional podium. Vicky Mori just contemplates what has happened. Next to go, I think, will be Thomas Nolte.
He already has such a healthy lead. I'll
Germany.
be happy. Podium spot, doesn't matter the color.
Okay, you can just hear Josh Duke just taking us through his thoughts. So it's Thomas Nolte of Germany now, bronze medalist from the Para World Championships in 2011 in slalom, fourth in the Super Combined from Pyeongchang in 2009, again Para World Championship. What can he do here? Second quickest after the first run. Disqualified in the Super G on day 2. Now, Nolte putting his way through this snow that is falling. A couple of big bumps coming his way, the first of which is right here. He's okay through that. The second one there, no problems for Nolte, and he's outside by a long way off the pace of Duke. That is a surprise. Had nearly 7/10 of a second on Josh Duke at the top, and he's lost, well, nearly a second to the interval time. Now, he's got to really let it go down here. Not a lot of time difference between Duke and Calhoun. There's 3.7 between Duke and Peters in bronze at the moment. 159.99, Nolte 2.93. He hasn't got much to play with, 8/10 between him and Peters now. Nolte into the finishing pitch. 3 gates from home. Has to let the ski run. 2:18.2 comes, goes. Peters time 2:21.91, and Peters sees off one. Calhoun has himself a medal. Thomas Nolte is 4th. Wow, disappointing run, I think, from Thomas Nolte. Although he is more of a technical skier rather than a speed specialist. So Mick Brennan now goes, having had his run halted because of the fall to Thomas Jakobsen. He's not a threat to the medals. But Roman Rabel, the leader from the first run, has to wait. Brennan, who stopped just before the first time split, gets a second bite of the cherry here. A rerun of Mick Brennan, 9th quickest after the slalom run. Finally thought he was going to get a high draw number, but he stopped midway down his run. He's back at the back of the field once more. Good work from Brennan, the penultimate skier, to ski on day 7 of competition. Now, can he survive the lumps and bumps? Lost that one okay. Now he's going to be a long way off the pace of Duke. 18.49 off the pace. Over the Bear's Brow. Now into these turns between the two jumps. So Jakobsen's time 2:48.09. Kawaguchi was 2:15.43 here. He's in 7th place. Jakobsen 2:27.5. So Brennan 7 seconds inside the time of Jakobsen. So looking to slot into 7th position here. Duke's time won't be beaten, but Jakobsen's time 2:48.09 is beaten by Mick Brennan. He goes into 7th place, 2:40.74. Good job in difficult circumstances for the skier from Great Britain. And Brennan straight out of the finish area. So now we have the final skier on day 7. Roman Rabel, the leader, the super combined after the slalom run. His advantage over Josh Duke at the top of the hill, 1.22 seconds. Now, Duke's first split time, 1:29.81. And Rabel is inside by 0.29, so he's lost nearly a second of that advantage. Rabel, who came 4th in the downhill, 3rd in the slalom, comes over the Bear's Brow, his first Winter Paralympic Games. Needs to find something along the lines of his downhill form, although Duke won the silver in the downhill. 1:59.99 the last time check, and Rabel is outside by 0.64. Now it's 3.71 between Duke and Peters. Rabel at the moment in silver medal position. If he can find some more speed, he might depose Duke from the top of the podium. 2:18.2 the time of Josh Duke of Canada. Is he going to take the gold? Yes, he is. Rabel's outside it. He's 3rd, 2 seconds off the pace. And Heath Calhoun hangs on to silver. Rabel picks up a 2nd bronze of the Games. A disappointment for Corey Peters as he misses out by 1.7 seconds. Rabel, though, delighted to get a 2nd Winter Paralympic Game medal. So, the drama of the men's super combined in the sitting category has unfolded. Josh Duke of Canada wins the gold medal ahead of Heath Calhoun by 0.89 of a second. Rabel is 3rd, the overnight leader. Calhoun came from 4th to 2nd. Duke, well, he was 5th after the first run. He takes the gold medal. Look at all those non-finishers from the 2 runs. So the stage will be set for the flower presentation of the super combined event. The Canadian supporters are there to cheer their man. It's Kirk Schornstein drinking from the bottle, but let's remind ourselves of all the drama that we've seen from this day of super combined. But first, the confirmed results of the sitting category. Josh Duke of Canada, gold medalist. Heath Calhoun of the United States picks up the silver. Roman Rabel of Austria the bronze. And New Zealand once again have to settle for a 4th spot finish. So we're just going to set for the flower ceremonies, and they will get underway shortly. I do hope that you can join us for them soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing Women Super Combined Visually Impaired.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи, суперкомбинация женщины в классе слабовидящие.
Welcome to the flower ceremony for the women's super combined in the visually impaired category. And leading the athletes out is Danielle Umstead and her husband Robert. In the middle is Alexandra Frantseva and Pavel Zabotin. And at the back, Jade Etherington and Caroline Powell. Only 3 athletes started the second part of the super combined, and all of them made it down, so they are here for the medal ceremony, the flower ceremony.
IPC Alpine Skiing chairperson.
Silvana Maestri, the IPC Alpine Skiing chairperson, will do the honors.
Председатель Международного паралимпийского комитета по горным лыжам.
Bronze medalist representing United States of America.
Бронзовые призеры, представители Соединенных Штатов Америки, Даниэль Амстед, Кит Роберт Амстед.
So Danielle Umstead comes forward to pick up her first medal of these Paralympic Winter Games. 3rd in Vancouver, 3rd again here in Sochi, and flowers for her husband Robert as well.
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
Серебряные призеры, представители Великобритании, Jade Etherington, Kit Caroline Powell.
Jade Etherington and Caroline Powell are getting used to this. The 4th time in 4 events they've been on the podium. Another fantastic result for Jade Etherington and Caroline Powell. Silver in the downhill, bronze in the Super G, followed by silver in slalom, and now silver in super combined. What a Winter Paralympic Games Jade Etherington and Caroline Powell are having.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champions representing Russian Federation.
Золотые медали и звание чемпионов Паралимпийских игр завоевали представители России Александра Францева, Кит Павел Заботин.
Well, if Jade Etherington's having a good games, this lady here, Alexandra Frantseva, and her guy Pavel Zabotin are having an even better one. They too have 4 medals from 4 events. Bronze in the downhill, silver in the Super G, and now another gold to go with the gold she won in the slalom on day 6 of competition. Another goal for Russia, their 19th of these Winter Paralympic Games. Just a phenomenal record.
The Paralympic medalist.
Дамы и господа, победители и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
So the Paralympic medalists from the women's super combined visually impaired category are Alexandra Frantseva, who's won gold for Russia. Jade Etherington of Great Britain takes the silver, and Danielle Umstead of the United States the bronze. Cries of Russia come up from the stands. I'm not surprised. They can do no wrong here. So congratulations to Jade Etherington. Congratulations to Alexandra Frantseva on another brilliant performance, and to Danielle Umstead, who's on the podium for the first time. Well done to all 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing Women's Super Combine Standing.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи. Суперкомбинация женщины в классе стоя.
Welcome to the flower ceremony for the women's super combined standing category. And the athletes are led out by Stephanie Jallen of the United States. In the middle is Marie Bochet of France, and at the back, Andrea Rothfuss of Germany. Superb way for Bochet to bounce back after disappointing skiing out of the slalom.
The flowers will be presented by Miss Claudia Bockel, member of the International Olympic Committee.
Цветы вручает госпожа Клаудия Бокель, член Международного олимпийского комитета.
There you see.
Bronze
the flowers.
Representing United States of America.
Бронзовый призер, представительница Соединенных Штатов Америки, Стефани Jallen.
Stephanie Jallen comes forward, the 18-year-old in her first Winter Paralympic Games, picks up her second medal, a second bronze, to go with the one she won in the Super G. Talked her way down the Super G on day 3 to win bronze, talked herself down the Super G in the Super Combined to win bronze on day 7.
Silver medalist representing Germany.
Серебряный призер, представительница Германии, Andrea Rothfuss.
So Andrea Rothfuss of Germany steps up to acclaim her second medal performance of the Games, a gold in the slalom on day 5. She backs it up with a silver in the women's super combined standing category.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing France.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпионки Паралимпийских игр завоевала представительница Франции Мари Боше.
And Marie Bochet comes forward to claim her third gold medal of these Games. She came here aiming for 5, but having skied out in the slalom, she responded brilliantly well. It's a 7th Alpine medal for France at these Winter Paralympics. It's a 3rd for Marie Bochet, with the giant slalom still to come.
The Paralympic medalists.
So the medalists from the women's super combined standing, Bochet, Rothfuss and Jallen. Yet more brilliant skiing from Marie Bochet and from Andrea Rothfuss. And I don't think you'll ever get tired of seeing Stephanie Jallen celebrating a medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing Women's Super Combine Seating.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи. Суперкомбинация женщины в классе сидя.
The flower ceremony for the women's super combined sitting category, and just the 2 medals to be awarded because only 2 athletes finished both runs, both of them from Germany, and no real surprises either way. It is Anna Schaffelhuber in front, with that behind her Anna-Lena Forster. Schaffelhuber, she is used to this. She has claimed her 4th gold medal of these Winter Paralympic Games.
Presented by Dr. Gertrude Krom-Holz, Paralympic Order recipient.
Цветы вручает доктор Гертруда Кромпхольц, почетный кавалер Паралимпийского ордена.
Krom-Holz, Paralympic Order recipient, will make the flower presentations.
Silver medalist representing Germany.
Серебряный призер, представительница Германии Анна-Лена Форстер.
Silver medalist for the 2nd time at these Winter Paralympic Games in Sochi is Anna-Lena Forster of Germany. Silver in the slalom, silver in the super combined.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпиона Паралимпийских игр завоевала представительница Германии Анна Schaffelhuber.
Anna Schaffelhuber climbs to the top step of the podium once again. A 4th gold medal for her, a 5th in total for Germany. Brilliant, brilliant skiing from Schaffelhuber. Really showed her class in the speed event to pull away from Schaffelhuber and in the end win by over 5.5 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympics medalist.
Дамы и господа,
Germany celebrate. Schaffelhuber the gold, Forster the silver. Once again, Forster and Schaffelhuber leave the field of play as medalists at these Winter Paralympic Games in Sochi. Another great ski from both athletes. Congratulations on their respective medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing men's super combined visually impaired.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи. Суперкомбинация. Мужчины в классе слабовидящие.
The flower ceremony for the men's super combined visually impaired category. And it's yet more joy for Russia as the athletes are led out by Gabriel Juan Gorsic Ipes and his guy Josep Arno Ferrer-Ventura in the middle. Evgeny Garoev and his athlete Valery Kuzubov. And at the back it's Code Yamamoto and Mark Braithwaite.
The flowers will be presented by Miss Silvana Mestre, IPC Alpine Skiing chairperson.
Цветы вручает
Silvana Mestre,
Silvana
the
Mestre,
IPC Alpine Skiing chairperson,
Международного
will present the
паралимпийского
flowers
комитета по
to
горнолыжному
the
спорту.
medalists.
Bronze medalist representing Spain.
Бронзовые призеры, представители Испании, Габриэль Хуан Горц Епес, гид Йозеф Арнау Феррер-Вентура.
So Gabriel Juan Gorce Ipes steps forward to pick up his first major alpine skiing medal, a bronze at the Winter Paralympic Games. A brilliant performance from him. He was disappointed after the slalom, but he and his guy Josep Arno Ferrer-Ventura have come through the test of the super combined and they win the bronze medal.
Silver medalist representing United States of America.
Серебряные призеры, представители Соединенных Штатов Америки, Марк Батум, гид Кеде Ямамото.
So Mark Batham and Kei Yamamoto step forward for the second time on that silver medal rostrum. A silver in the Super G. They use that expertise of speed to come from 5th to 2nd in the super combined run of the Super G run of the super combined, and it's a 12th Alpine medal for the United States, a second silver for Mark Braithwaite.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champions representing Russian Federation.
Золотые медали и звание чемпиона Паралимпийских игр завоевали представители России. Валерий Редкозубов, гид Евгений Героев.
So the gold medal goes to Valery Kuzubov and his guide Evgeny Garoev. They won the men's slalom for the visually impaired and they've won the gold for the men's super combined visually impaired category. Quickest after the slalom run by 9 seconds on Mark Braithwaite. He was the 4th quickest in the Super G run to come home by 1.5 seconds. A 5th Alpine gold medal for Russia and a 2nd for Red Kuzubov.
Дамы и господа, победители и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
So the athletes led from the field of play by Mark Braithwaite and his guy Kei Yamamoto. But a good run from Braithwaite, comfortably the quickest on that Super G run, he was 6.45 seconds quicker than the next best skier. And hence why he's gone from 5th to 2nd. But well done to Kuzabov and also to Gabriel Juan Gorsa Ibez on his first ever major medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing men's super combined standing.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи. Суперкомбинация мужчины в классе стоя.
The flower ceremony for the men's super combined standing category. And the athletes being led out onto the field of play by Toby Kay, Alexei Bugayev of Russia in the middle, and Matthias Lanziger of Austria bringing up the rear. Thoroughly entertaining race. Once again, Bugayev showing his class in this category.
The flowers will be presented by Professor Gudrun Dahl-Tepper, Paralympic Order recipient.
Цветы вручает профессор
Gudrun Dahl-Tepper,
почетный кавалер
Paralympic Order
Паралимпийского
recipients
ордена.
will do the honours and present the flowers to the three athletes.
Bronze medalist representing Australia.
Бронзовый призер, представитель Австралии, Тоби Кейн.
Toby Kane steps forward 8 years after picking up his first Winter Paralympic medal to claim his second. It was a bronze in Super G in Turin. It's a bronze in Super Combined here in Sochi, and a first medal for Australia here at the 2014 Sochi Winter Paralympic Games.
Silver medalist representing Austria.
Серебряный призер, представитель Австрии, Matthias Lanzinger.
Matthias Lanzinger, the para super combined world champion, has picked up a silver medal in the men's standing. A 7th medal for Austria in the Alpine disciplines goes to Matthias Lanzinger.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Russian Federation.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпиона Паралимпийских игр завоевал представитель России Алексей Бугаев.
Alexei Bugayev steps forward yet again at these Winter Paralympic Games to claim his second gold medal, his 4th medal in total here in Sochi. He will be the new pin-up boy of Russian para-alpine skiing, and he is just 16 years of age. A brilliant ski from Bugayev. But congratulations also to Toby Kane and Matthias Lanzinger as they complete the 1, 2, 3 here in Sochi for the men's super combined standing category. So Lanzinger leads from the field of play. Quickest in the Super G. Over a second from Bugayev, but Bugayev had over 2 seconds in hand from the slalom leg. But congratulations to Lanzinger, Bugayev and Kane for their performances.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flower ceremony for the Alpine Skiing men's downhill sitting.
Дамы и господа, цветочная церемония награждения победителей и призеров. Горные лыжи. Суперкомбинация мужчины в классе сидя.
Time for the flower ceremony. The men's Super G sitting category, and leading the athletes out, Roman Rabel of Austria, Josh Duke in the middle, and Heath Calhoun of the United States bringing up the rear. And, well, if you are wondering why Calhoun is walking in the sitting category, that is because the class that he skis in, the LW12, is for skiers with normal or only slightly decreased trunk function leg impairments. And skiers with leg impairments in sports classes LW1 to 4, which is the standing, can also
Mr.
ski in the LW12
Executive
class.
Vice President of the Sochi
So Dmitry
2014
Godunov, Executive Vice President of the Sochi Organizing Committee, will present the flowers.
Старший вице-президент Организационного комитета Сочи 2014.
Bronze medalist representing Austria.
Бронзовый призер, представитель Австрии, Роман Рабель.
Roman Rabel of Austria comes forward to pick up his second bronze medal at these Winter Paralympic Games. Third in slalom, he's now third in super combined in his first Winter Paralympics. Congratulations to Roman Rabel on another fine ski that brings him a bronze medal.
Silver medalist representing United States of America.
Серебряный призер, представитель Соединенных Штатов Америки, Heath Calhoun.
Heath Calhoun comes forward punching the air to celebrate his first medal at a Winter Paralympic Games in his second attempt. Was in Vancouver. Didn't pick up anything there, but he has a silver now in the Super Combined for his efforts in Sochi.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Canada.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпиона Паралимпийских игр завоевал представитель Канады Josh Dueck.
So Josh Dueck of Canada comes forward for his second medal of these games, a silver in the downhill, a gold in the Super Combined. His best result in the Super Combined at a major was 11th in Sestriere at the Para World Championships in 2011. He won the final Super Combined before these games in Tarvisio, and he had a little look at a photograph of his family before he started. Maybe that inspired him to great things, but he has taken the top prize in the sitting category. Fifth fastest after the slalom run. He skied the quickest of the Super G runs to pick up the gold medal. And Roman Rabel makes it across. And all three on the top step of the podium to salute the crowd who have stayed to cheer the three athletes for their achievements. Never get tired of that feeling as an athlete as you stand on the podium. Rabel and Duke have been there before. Calhoun, well, he hasn't. So Roman Rabel leads them from the field of play. Congratulations to him for a second bronze medal at these games. Congratulations to Josh Dueck, who picks up his first gold here in Sochi, his second medal of the games, and Heath Calhoun, his first Winter Paralympic medal. Congratulations to all three. Well, that wraps up another fascinating day of competition here at the Sochi Winter Paralympics. 6 races, 6 gold medals. Russia once again dominating, but there were so many stories in the races that we saw. Let's remind ourselves now with some highlights from the Super Combined.